This video is about a reminders app that I've used for years. And there's one feature this reminders app has that the Apple Reminders app that comes standard with Apple doesn't have. So many of you may be familiar with the reminders app that comes with Apple. And that's got better year on year. They've just added features to this and it's just got better and better. But there's one thing the Apple Reminders app doesn't do that this little Reminders app does do. It's called Due. And let's say you had a critical appointment. Now I call critical appointments you just can't afford to forget. So let's say it was a doctor's appointment. And let's say it was going to be on Monday. And it was going to be at 9 o'clock. So 9 a.m. And so we go back into it here and we want to make sure it continues to remind us until we've actually turned it off. So this thing will go off with an auto snooze, also called a nag reminder, because it keeps nagging you until you actually turn it off. So let's say it was a critical appointment and I want it to be reminded every minute when this goes off. So it doesn't just remind me once like the Apple Reminders app does. This thing will just keep going off until I get rid of it, right? But there's another thing you can do here, and it's turn this into an even more critical reminder. And you can come down the bottom here where it says turn on critical alert, and it will actually increase the volume by 80% when you select this. So critical alert is turned on for 80%. We go done, and this thing is set to go off on Monday, and it will go off louder than most alerts. It will keep going off until I turn it off. The Apple Reminders app won't do that, and that's one of the huge features this app has. There are more, and I'll go into that in a minute, but this one's the big one that keeps me using it day after day. Now, I've just shown you how useful the Due app is when you need to make sure you don't miss a critical appointment. But you can also use Due for everyday tasks, and why not? We all lead such busy lives. A little help remembering the day-to-day stuff turns out to be a big help. As you can see, I have a few household tasks I get Due to remind me of, from my balance exercises every morning to rotating my bed every 2 months. You know what? I only wish my kids would use this app, but that's an impossible dream, isn't it? Anyway, moving on. To set up a reminder, all we do is come up to the plus button up the top right here. And we just put in here what we want to be reminded of. Now, in this example, I'm going to use Due to remind me to back up my Mac every 2 days. Now, to do that, we first set the original date. So I'm going to start this from, let's start it from today. And let's start it from 5:30. Okay, so we'll hit the cross because we haven't finished yet. We'll go back to it. And then what we do is see this little button here with the arrows going both ways. That's to set a reoccurring reminder, which is exactly what we want. So we go here and then we choose custom because none of these standard reminders will be good enough. So we click custom and then we say, you know what, we want to repeat this every second day. See how that works? Real simple. And then all we do when we've done that is from the due date, so from today's date, every 2 days, it will remind us to do this. We click done and it gives you a quick reminder here of what it's going to do. So in 2 days, it will ask me or remind me to tell me to back up my Mac. Now, we can go here to the auto snooze, and you know what? Every 5 minutes is okay for me. It's not that critical, so I'll leave it at that. We could go over here to set the different tones you can use, but I'm quite happy with this lasting impression one. And then when we finish that, all you do is click OK. And there you are. In 50 minutes, it's going to remind me to back up the Mac, and then 2 days after that, it'll continue to remind me to do it. And once again, because Dew has that fantastic feature of going off every 5 minutes to remind me, I won't forget until I actually do the task and click OK to tell Dew I've done it. All right, so that's how you do a custom reminder. But they're pretty flexible. You could set it up every second Monday, or there's all sorts of different ways you can use those custom reminders. So the next thing I'll show you is some handy timers that are available in Dew. Now, to end this video, I just wanted to show you a couple of things, and this will be a fairly quick one. In the menu up here, you've got a number of things you can access. You can access any logged, so any finished reminders, just in case you want to double check to see if you've actually done it. Then you have here a link between your the standard task manager that comes with Apple, called Apple Reminders. Now, you can actually import your reminders directly from Apple Reminders here. So if you want to have it in Dew, but you don't want to have to re-enter the whole thing, and you've already got it in your Apple Reminders, you can import it there. Then you've got what's called timers. So I've got a few here. I've got, one for a power nap, a quick 10-minute writing one if I want to just do a quick draft or research for writing or editing. Sit or stand doing 20 minutes worth of work. I mean, you can just add those here by coming up to the top right, hitting that, give it a title, and set the amount of time for your timer, and that's it for the timers. So you can export all your the things that are in Dew. You can print them, you can back them up, and if you have a number of devices, you can synchronize them. Now, I've found that this doesn't work that great. I've got it on my iPad, and I had to take it off because it wasn't syncing between the iPhone and the iPad. And then you've got a number of settings here you can play with. Okay, so anyway, that's the Dew app. I hope you find this video useful, and I've used this app for years, and I've got to tell you, I think it's a fantastic app, and it does the job that no other app at the moment can do, which is continue to remind you until you've finished your or turned off the reminder. Okay, thanks for watching.